Have you ever seen it? Someone says they're an INFJ, but it just feels fake. Their empathy is an act. Their deep thoughts are just lines they practiced. In a world where personality types are a trend, the real, complex INFJ is getting lost in a sea of imposters. So how do you spot a fake INFJ from a mile away? And how do you know if you are the real deal? Being an INFJ isn't a checklist. It is a completely different way of seeing the world. It's a way of thinking and feeling that is so complex, so deep, that it is literally impossible to fake. Faking it isn't just about acting deep. It's trying to copy an entire inner world that runs on pure authenticity and gut instinct. An imposter can say the words, but they can't fake the engine that actually drives a real INFJ. Today, we're not just listing traits. We are breaking down the 10 core pillars of the INFJ identity that no one can fake for long. These are the traits you live, not learn. For the real INFJs watching, this is going to be the ultimate validation. For everyone else, you're about to see what makes this personality type one of the most misunderstood on Earth. Let's do this. Number 1. The inescapable empathy. First up, the most faked INFJ trait of all, empathy. But what's impossible to fake is the type of empathy. For an INFJ, empathy isn't a choice they make. It's not a button they press to be nice. It's like the weather, they are stuck in the middle of it. Anyone can say, "I'm sorry you feel that way." That's sympathy. An INFJ doesn't just understand your feeling. They ABSO-RB it. It literally gets inside them. A faker will talk about all the things they do. "I'm a great listener. I always help my friends." They see empathy as an action. A real INFJ feels empathy as a state of being. It's that random wave of sadness that hits them in a store. And then they look up and see a stranger who looks heartbroken. It's feeling completely drained after talking to a friend in pain. Like they just ran a mental marathon. This trait isn't a superpower. It's exhausting. And a real INFJ often wishes they could find the OFF switch. Faking the performance is easy. Faking the exhaustion, the emotional hangover, and the lifelong battle of figuring out where their feelings end and someone else's begin. That's impossible. No one would ever choose to carry that weight. Number 2. Relentless authenticity. In a world that pays you to fit in, the INFJ is programmed to be authentic. And that's not a flex. It's a rule they can't break. They just can't be any other way. This is impossible to fake because real authenticity isn't about being real when it is easy. It's about being unable to be fake even when it would make life 1,000 times easier. A person faking authenticity turns it into a performance. Their authenticity is a brand. For the INFJ, it's a reflex. It's the quiet refusal to laugh at a bad joke. It's the inability to stay friends with people who feel shallow. This creates a massive internal conflict. Their need for harmony crashes against their need to be real. A faker will bend their values to get likes. An INFJ will try to find a compromise. But if they can't, they'll choose to be alone in silence rather than agree with something they know is wrong. They hate small talk not because they're arrogant, but because it feels fundamentally fake. You can't pretend to be unable to pretend. Sooner or later, the faker will make the easy choice. The INFJ won't, even if it costs them. Number 3. Visionary idealism. A lot of people are idealistic. They dream of a better world. What's impossible to fake is the INFJ's visionary idealism. It's not a vague hope. It's an active, high-definition blueprint of the future in their mind. They don't just believe in a better future. They literally see it. Someone faking this will say generic things like, "I just want to help people." For a real INFJ, their idealism is their entire life's mission. It is why they take the low-paying job with a purpose over the corporate job that feels empty. This vision is so real to them that the actual world feels like a massive disappointment. And this leads to the most unfakeable part, a chronic, deep sense of dissatisfaction. They are constantly tortured by the gap between what is and what could be. This isn't them being negative. It's a side effect of their vision. While everyone else is happy with the status quo, the INFJ is haunted by what's possible. A faker might join a cause for a month, but they won't put up with the quiet, endless ache of seeing a perfect world and feeling a million miles away from it. Number 4. The introverted-extrovert duality. People call INFJs social chameleons, but they're getting it wrong. Fakers love this idea and pretend to be social butterflies who also like books. They make it sound fun. The reality is 1,000 times more extreme and impossible to fake. A true INFJ can look like the most extroverted person you've ever met. They can be the life of the party, leading incredible conversations and connecting with everyone. But here's the part you can't fake: the crash. After that social burst, an INFJ doesn't just feel tired. They feel like their battery has been ripped out. This leads to the famous INFJ door slam. Or more often, they just completely vanish. They aren't mad. They have to retreat into solitude to process everything they just absorbed. A faker, who's probably just an ambivert, might need some downtime. They don't have that desperate, non-negotiable need for days of isolation just to feel normal again. Faking one side is easy. Faking the insane swing between the two is impossible. Number 5. Hyperobservant and intuitive. People think INFJ intuition is magic, and fakers lean into that mystery. They'll make vague predictions and say they just know things. The reality is way more technical, which makes it impossible to fake. It isn't magic. It's a process. Their brain is a supercomputer, constantly scanning and connecting thousands of tiny details from the world. A true INFJ notices everything, but most of it is unconscious. The tiny hesitation in a handshake, the way someone's lips get tight in a fake smile, the change in tone that exposes a lie. They are human pattern recognition machines. All these little details get fed into their intuition, which spits out a conclusion that feels like it came from nowhere. This is the gut feeling that turns out to be right almost every single time. What's impossible to fake is the data behind the intuition. A faker makes a guess. An INFJ can actually reverse engineer their gut feeling. They'll say, "I don't know why I don't trust him," but then they'll add, "But I noticed he never makes eye contact when he talks about his past." This isn't magic. It's high-speed, unconscious data processing. You can't pretend to see details your brain already missed. If these first 5 traits are hitting you so hard it feels like, "I've been reading your diary," you are in the right place. We make content that dives into the real, authentic INFJ experience. To keep exploring your own mind, smash that subscribe button. You are not alone in this. Now, let's get back to the good stuff. Number 6. Altruism and utter selflessness. Altruism is a great quality. Someone faking the INFJ personality will make sure you know how altruistic they are. They'll broadcast their good deeds for everyone to see. Their selflessness is a show. A true INFJ's altruism is silent, automatic, and often totally invisible. The idea of winning if it means someone else has to lose is disgusting to them. They are hardwired to put others' needs so far ahead of their own that it is actually a problem. The impossible to fake part is the cost. An INFJ's selflessness isn't a what I'm thing. It's their default setting. It's the co-worker who stays late to help you, without you even asking. It's the friend who listens to you for hours while their own life is falling apart. This can lead to them becoming martyrs, not because they want a trophy, but because they literally do not know how to put themselves first. This is impossible to fake because it demands a level of self-sacrifice most people can't handle. A faker will eventually show their true colors. They'll expect a thank you or a favor in return. An INFJ often feels weird receiving help because they're so used to giving it. Faking a kind act is easy. Living it at a huge personal cost is a true INFJ signature. Number 7. Unshakable principles and integrity. Lots of people have principles. An INFJ has a deeply complex and unbreakable internal moral code. It's their personal constitution. This isn't just a list of rules they learned. It's a value system they built themselves. To them, lying isn't just wrong. It feels like a physical violation of who they are. What makes this impossible to fake is how it holds up under pressure. Someone pretending will compromise when things get hard. Their principles have a price. An INFJ's principles are the foundation of their entire identity. They will stand up for what's right even if it gets them fired, makes them unpopular, or ends a relationship. The discomfort of someone being mad at them is nothing compared to the agony of betraying themselves. An imposter talks a big game about integrity, but always takes the easy way out. An INFJ's path is often the hardest path, and they choose it every time just to have peace with themselves. You just can't fake that. Number 8. Creative and unconventional problem solving. Creativity is a trait everyone wants. But the INFJ's creativity is a fundamental way of thinking that is impossible to copy. It comes straight from their intuition, which sees patterns and possibilities that no one else does. Their creativity isn't just for art. It's strategic and it's human. They don't just solve a problem. They reframe the entire thing. A faker will point to their hobbies. A real INFJ's creativity is in their thinking. In a messy workplace conflict, a normal person might suggest a compromise. An INFJ will intuitively sense the hidden fears and unspoken needs of everyone involved. Then they'll come up with a solution that fixes the human problem underneath it all. A solution that seems crazy obvious in hindsight. They connect dots that others don't even know exist. A faker can learn creative tricks, but they can't fake the intuitive leap that defines INFJ problem solving. Number 9. Reserved yet sincere communication. In a world of constant oversharing, the INFJ's communication style is a quiet rebellion. This trait is impossible to fake because it is a total paradox. INFJs are amazing communicators who are also insanely private. A faker gets this wrong every time. They're either awkwardly quiet or dramatically overexpressive. The real INFJ lives on a tightrope between the two. Their privacy isn't shyness, it's self-defense. They know words have power, so they don't share their inner world with just anyone. It's a sacred space, open only to people who have earned 100% of their trust. It can take years for an INFJ to truly open up. An imposter who wants a fast connection will overshare to create fake intimacy. An INFJ lets trust build slowly, layer by layer. But when an INFJ does speak, it's with unbelievable sincerity. They dominate deep, one-on-one conversations. They don't do gossip or small talk because it's pointless. Faking this combination of extreme privacy and deep sincerity is impossible. The faker will either stay quiet forever, or their deep act will crumble into attention-seeking drama. Number 10. Perfectionism and high standards. The final trait that exposes every imposter. Is the INFJ's insane perfectionism? A faker might call themselves a perfectionist in a job interview. To sound good, they treat it like a cute quirk. For a true INFJ, perfectionism isn't cute. It's a relentless, crushing internal pressure. It's their visionary idealism turned against themselves. They have a perfect vision of how something should be, and anything less feels like a catastrophic failure. This is impossible to fake because it's not about being excellent. It's about being haunted by the ghost of perfect. An INFJ can create something that wins awards and still lie awake at night, obsessing over one tiny mistake that nobody else even noticed. They are their own harshest critic. This isn't false modesty. They genuinely believe they failed to meet the ideal in their head. A faker talks about high standards, but they won't tolerate the chronic stress and self-criticism that comes with real perfectionism. The fake perfectionist wants praise. The true INFJ is chasing an impossible standard and is never, ever satisfied. Conclusion. So, there you have it. Being an INFJ isn't a collection of cool traits you can put on like a costume. It's a complex, contradictory, and deeply coded way of being. It's empathy that feels like a burden. It's authenticity that chooses loneliness over being fake. It's idealism that brings both massive inspiration and constant disappointment. It's the insane swing between loving people and needing to escape them. It's the silent observation that powers a scarily accurate gut feeling. It's the selflessness that makes you forget to exist. The unbreakable integrity. The next level creativity. The reserved communication that values depth over noise. And the crushing perfectionism that is never satisfied. These aren't skills you can learn. They are the operating system of the INFJ soul. Faking one might be possible for a day, but faking the entire, exhausting system is impossible. To the real INFJs out there, I hope you see the power in your authenticity. Your depth is not a flaw. Your sensitivity is a superpower. Protect it, honor it, because it is truly and beautifully impossible to imitate. Which of these traits resonated the most with you? Drop your story in the comments below right now. We build a real community here. And if this video made you feel seen, please like the video and subscribe for more. Until next time, stay true.